What is Keybo.X?
As I said before, Keybo.X is a vintage piano and keyboards expander that mixes the magic of the vintage approach with the best that digital technologies has to offer.
We put one of the best and powerful DSP for audio generation on the market into a little black and yellow sturdy metal box. Alongside the DSP brain, we put in a huge memory to store all the samples we need to create a realistic sound. We spent the biggest part of our budget and time to get the best hardware and, most of all, we focused on the sound of this instrument.
We cut out all fancy and unnecessary options to utilize all the processing power and get the best sound. We also put in the most pure and direct voice of some of the best and the most iconic musical instruments in the modern music history.
We left out the keyboard, so you're free to play this sound back by any MIDI controller you like. We've designed an expander in the form of a stomp box that you can use as a desktop unit, or you can easily put into any classical pedal board. We're using a negative center 9-volt power stage to easily power it up with a standard single or multi-stomp box power supply. We've designed the signal path to get the best and most responsive sound, optimizing this unit for a great playback by a dedicated high-Z mono output that reproduces the output stage of a vintage passive electric piano. In this output, we match the impedance of the real thing and we assign a dedicated analog volume to it to match the level you need, case by case, to get the best sound and dynamics out of your pedals or amps. The Keybo.X is fitted with a stereo line level out to use it like a standard piano expander and a phones out to use your headphones for direct monitoring, rehearsal, or study. The Keybo.X is also fitted with a stereo line level in to create a sound layer that runs with the internal sounds, using another audio signal like another keyboard, a media player, or your DAW, or to use Keybo.X as a reamp box to send any kind of stereo sound source through an amp or guitar effects using the direct through mode. We put in, of course, a MIDI to play this unit with any keyboard you would like to use, a MIDI through port to control another expander, keyboard, or maybe our next instrument, by daisy chaining, and a USB port to play the unit directly by any DAW or virtual MIDI sequencer, and to update the unit software and sounds. The internal sounds are fully rewritable to update or improve sound grade and to leave the door open for future custom samples uploading.
Probably we made the most easy to use control panel you can find on the market. What you see, it's exactly what you get, so you can, as with the real thing, focus your energy on your musical experience instead of sound editing.
In the center of the front panel, there's a switch button you can operate with your hand or foot, depending on how you like to use your Keybo.X. To select one of the 4 wonderful internal sounds, and to wrap this up, you can see the lights that indicate the sound you're on. Mark 1, Mark 2, Whirly 200, and the clav taken by one of the most famous pickup configurations. Each sound can be edited and tuned using the tone knob, a control that applies an EQ or a morph filter according to the sound you're playing. If you press and hold the selection pedal for 2 seconds, you can activate the direct through function, meaning you're muting the internal engine to run an external stereo source, by the stereo in through mono high-Z output to send, for example, a digital synth into a tube amp or a stomp box, matching the right output level by using the dedicated control. By the tone knob, you'll find the volume pot to set the main output level.
Any feature and control you find on Keybo.X are inspired by the real thing and is tuned to give you the most realistic sound, the best musical experience and the most versatile possibilities in editing, despite the simplicity of its controls.
What else?
As a CEO and in some way the face of atpline, I can say we have a lot of projects and ideas to create some effective musical instruments to spice up the making music world. We have a good team, we have knowledge and we have good partners to finalize our project. We have the energy to fulfill our goals, the humbleness and intention to hear your point of view and your ideas, so we thought we'll launch our first project by a crowdfunding campaign, not to find customers, but to meet musicians rather, and build up a community around our startup. We spent our budget, our own money, to design the hardware, to develop the internal software, and to create the first of 4 wonderful sounds that would be installed into the first release of Keybo.X. We have improved day in and day out over a year any aspect of this project, and now we would love your support to fill the void between our prototype and your hands. To make the production viable, the minimum number is 200 units. The sky is the limit, so we ask for your support. We ask you to back this project so that our dreams can grow bigger and so that we can write with you the first page of a beautiful story. Thanks for watching. You can follow this campaign here on Kickstarter, on our social pages by typing atpline or directly on our website atpline.com. I will return with more videos to show you all the steps we're taking on this project and to tell you more about Keybo.X and atpline. You will love our passion and our effort to make your music magic. See you soon, Gianluca.